Yes, I am live. I live and love. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumi Desalu-Vold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, my darlings, you're so very welcome indeed. Are we living and loving? I've worn this dress before. It is by Michael Kors, and I live and I love it. Hugging me in all of the right places, and it's giving me that vibe of a liar. You know, as in a liar. I like it that it's midi, so it gives me that hourglass. I'm more of like an athletic, would you say? I got hips though. I got hips. I live and love. And then that is the derriere, the bag, and there you go with the front again. Yes. How are you, my darlings? How is life treating you? I hope life is treating you wonderfully well wherever you are in the world, because Fumi Nation is all over the world. It's a global nation, baby. So why are we here? Why are we here? We are here because of my boy, Tyrese.
The child support payments, did you ever get those lowered? Because I know at some point it was the whole thing, like $20K a month.
I've never paid $20,000 a month in my life. It's what she's asking for.
That's what she was asking for. Yeah, got it.
Without realizing that there's no child on any level that needs $20,000 in Atlanta.
Right.
Truth be told is she makes about $160,000 a year herself. I do really well for myself. If you get into the actual needs of the child, our daughter will never be without. So if you're gonna leave me, and you and your lawyers are now trying to take my life with you. There's no alimony. We had a prenup. I'm confused as a mother. We had a baby.
Let me update you, or I'm sure you've already been updated, but let us go through it together. That's much better. So TMZ, yeah, says Tyrese Gibson child support case, because it's been ongoing for a minute. He's been released after contempt charge. Attorney files appeal. 5 p.m. they're very precise. Tyrese was released from custody Monday after his attorney Tanya Mitchell Graham filed an appeal of the judge's ruling, according to law enforcement sources. We're told the appeal means Tyrese did not have to pay the $75,000 before he was released. That does not mean he no longer owes the back child support. It's just delayed for now. It's the same legal maneuver Tyrese and his attorney made last year when the judge ordered him to pay up the child support. Tyrese is in custody for failing to pay the amount of child support ordered by the court, TMZ has learned. The singer, actor, and dad of 5-year-old Soraya with ex-wife Samantha Lee was in Fulton County Monday morning to face the judge in the ongoing child support battle, and the hearing did not go well for Tyrese. Judge Kevin Farmer was clearly fed up with Tyrese's refusal to pay the $10,000 a month. Farmer ordered him to start paying way back in April. So today he held Tyrese in contempt of court. The bailiff put him in handcuffs and marched him out of the courtroom. Now, Judge Farmer did say Tyrese can square things up and avoid jail if he coughs up $73,000, which includes $7,500 for Samantha's attorney fees. Looks like Tyrese saw his arrest coming. Sunday on IG, he called Samantha's moves goofy while insisting he's totally innocent. He says it was all just baby mama drama at the end of the day, because he says there was a prenup that covered everything for their 2020 divorce. He also took a swipe at Samantha's lawyers, questioning why they didn't ask to see his bank statements, claiming that would show he's been paying child support. Instead, he says they just checked out his movies on IMDb and saw him as a cash cow to milk. It is true, Tyrese has been paying something as of last year. He was paying Samantha about $2,200 each month, far short of the judge's number. Remember, Tyrese and Judge Farmer have had their battles over the years, including a contentious showdown in 2022. Our sources say Tyrese is currently making arrangements to pay the $73,000, so it doesn't appear he will remain in custody for much longer. What do I think? A couple of things. I always wanted a girl. And when I had wonderful, beautiful Adrian, I found out why. Because I know women, but I don't really identify with what men are going through. How could I? That changed when I had Adrian. And it changed on this channel. I advocate for men, and we have Fumi Nation men. Might I add that Fumi Nation men are our biggest sponsors across the board for all of my meet and greets. They don't ask too much. They don't even want their names mentioned. And I am deeply grateful to you guys for that. You know who you are. And that spans from ages 28 all the way to 75. I'm going to put this in maybe 3 segments. I'm going to divide this by 3. I'm going to speak to Tyrese. I'm going to speak to his ex-wife, speak with the judge or refer to the judge. And let me start with the system. I think that family child court laws should be updated. They are outdated. They have to be updated, and they have to really align with both father and mother. Our fathers are a huge part of every child's life, I'm sure, and I can speak for myself, starting with me. My father is a huge part of my life. It's where I got my confidence from. So it's imperative that things are really fair. I've gotten wind that Tyrese's ex-wife earns about 160,000. So she has her own earnings and she has income. Divorce is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing across the board. Nobody comes out smiling. Nobody. Show me one couple that smiled and said, we're divorced, we're happy. No. It's a terrible thing. You have to be careful of who you marry. Because once you have children, everything changes. It's no longer about you, it's about the children. And sometimes the children can be used and weaponized against one parent or the other. You don't know how you're going to come out from that divorce journey. There's a thin line between love and hate. So you have to be careful, because you don't know this kind of journey, what it will bring out in you. You have no idea. I am under the impression that you are asking for what you think is just. Perhaps plus, I really want to continue living the life I have lived. I have a child, 5-year-old too. Adrian is going to be 6 next month. And I'm just wondering, it would be helpful if you could break down exactly what you use the $10,000 for. I'm also going to be fair, because it might not necessarily be $10,000 to the child. Living expenses. How much is the rent? How much is the mortgage? How much is the car insurance? How much is the car registration? How much is the car note every month? We have to think about nannies. We also have to think about the school that the child is going to. Oh yeah, yeah. Because that 10,000 can be wrapped up very quickly. The rent could be 5,000 plus. Nannies alone, because I know what I pay here, it could easily be 3,000. Right there, you've got 8 grand. Then you've got food, transport, and let us not forget about utilities in the house. So it could very much be 10. My question is, even though it might be 10, let's just say, playing devil's advocate, Tayana, you couldn't tell me, is her name Tayana? Tanya, yeah, Tanya, you couldn't tell me that with the income of over 100K a month that you couldn't contribute to the welfare of your child, considering that this is also your child. Perhaps you just want Tyrese to fork over everything. That's not fair. That's not nice. That's a little catty, would you say? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Our children need us, and our children need to see us behave like adults. Because it's not necessarily what we tell them to do, it's what they see us do and how we behave. And because she's a girl, it's extremely important for any woman never to feel entitled. It doesn't matter how tiny your waist is, how smooth your complexion is. You're a responsible adult in a responsible relationship that both parties got responsibilities of which they should meet every day, especially when it comes to their children. Because it comes off as if you should pay everything for our child. Having said that, Tyrese, how much did you make in a year in comparison to what she made in a year? If she made 100+ K and you made 10 million, how is it fair? How is it even? How is it even? I'm just saying, if you make 10 million, 20 million, and she makes 160 before or after tax, how? How would you say that she makes money so she should pay? Perhaps, could it be a situation where we're blinded with the hatred of each other right now, that we're really blinded with the issue at hand? I don't know. Tyrese, you said she lacks nothing. Your daughter, that is. I believe you. But if you have now accustomed your wife, ex-wife, and your daughter to a certain lifestyle of which you can more than afford, why should that change for her? And if the wife is at home taking care of the child, she reaps the benefits by extension. You could say perhaps that's her lucky luck. And that's why there are a lot of girls out here that try to get a guy for what? For 18 years. Tyrese, out the gate, I don't think it's fair. Out the gate, I don't think it's fair. And I don't necessarily think it's all about the child support. I think there's a huge part of it where you come off arrogant, and so you're not likable in court. You deserve all of the flowers, all of the accolades for your career, and you've got such a wonderful baritone voice. I don't know why you don't do voiceovers. I think you're flawless. You're a chocolatey, handsome man. You are, my young brother, because I'm sure I'm older than you. And I hear you, and I listen to some of your explanations in court, and they were valid, but it's the way that you came off. You have to be a little bit humble. From where we come from, we say you play fool to catch wise. I say that because I used to be cocky. I used to be cocky, arrogant. Oh yes, I was, until I was humbled. And I'm a little older now. I'm 55 and I'm enjoying my 50s like I never had before. Because not every invitation that I'm given for a dispute do I hand in to say I'll be attained an RSVP. Sometimes I look and I say, you know what? I see where it's all going. and I pass on by, because I've got my husband of whom I love to be with, and we laugh and we kiki. I have my son who I love to hug and kiss every chance I get, because he's growing so fast. I've got my family, my mom, my dad. I've got my sister, my brother. I've got my friends. I've got my life, I've got my fitness, I've got my art, I've my hobbies, I've got my brand. I wake up every day and I see the sun and the clear sky. It's so much at stake for this little titty tatter that it's just not worth it to me. It's just not worth it to me. Eat my salads, mind my business. Believe you me, absolutely. Try to curb that, and that will win you 1 or 2 wins out here in these courtroom streets. I am giving you older sisterly advice, because sometimes it's not the message, it's the delivery. That's where this is coming from, I feel humbly. And so the judge, sitting where he's sitting, says, really? Okay. Yes. For the court system, again, like I said, the judge, we are told what we are told, and we try to give a very unbiased verdict at the end of the day. I believe you do your best. But in so doing your best, the court laws for families, especially when it comes to fathers, has to be updated. I think that we as women, some of us, take it to the extreme advantage and say, oh, I'll get you in court, because you know it's going to favor you. It's like that little child that knows, if I report you, without question, without asking what happened, you're going to get smacked. That's how it feels for guys. You think they don't love? You think they don't miss their children? You think they don't cry? You think that they don't want to be involved the way that they want to be involved? They want to be involved. They want to. You have a lot of guys, you know, Donnell them, that don't care. But you do have guys out there that love being fathers, love being dads, want to come to the basketball game, want to come to the birthday parties and meeting, you know, in restaurants for the birthday party, or going to a hotel, this, that, and the third, because he has to move out because the children need the stability, and so the mother should stay. You have to take every case with individual eyes, and also send a message out there to whoever has any funny ideas. You, my darling, just might be out here in the cold, sis. If homeboy can stay home and take care of his little girl, let him do it, and you step out and see how it is, how cold it is out there in those streets. Then you see what that is. I don't know the whole story. I've been following bits and pieces here and there, but I want to give both solid advice. Tyrese, pay the money, because it's no longer about her. It looks now that you're against the judge. You're disrespecting him. Pay it. Sis, with a clear conscience, because you got to be careful now. Careful what you're asking for, and be mindful of why you're asking that amount of money. Do not be vengeful. Your child, the two of you, is going to suffer. That's all I can say. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, my darlings, and I will see you I will see you sooner than later, and let me know what you think down in the comment section. Okay? All of my love.